Okay, so this is my workshop response video. Don't mind this, it's for my Halloween costume tomorrow. I saw workshop as pretty helpful. I was a little nervous, surprisingly. Like, the days before workshop, I was like, alright, whatever, I don't care. I'm not gonna really stress it. But then I was worried that people were gonna actually chew up my paper. I'm like, huh. I was like shaking throughout the whole thing. I was like, oh my gosh, someone's gonna really chew up my paper, and it's gonna suck. But surprisingly, they didn't. I got really good responses. For instance, Evelyn was talking about she was confused about how my story led up to it, but then they were like, and then the rest of the class were talking about how I should cut back on certain things. But then Nari jumped in and said I shouldn't cut back because it would be like losing pieces of the other puzzle, and that's pretty much how I felt. I tried to cut back in the beginning, but it didn't really work out so well. And I didn't want to lose what I was trying to say to the audience, and they got the fact that everything was like a part of why I want to become a doctor. Like they got it, and I'm glad that they got why it was so long. Cause at first I was like, oh my goodness, they're not gonna get it, and then April in the beginning, she was just like, how I should shorten it and make it 2 pages because they're not gonna want to read 3 pages, but they actually read it. And then Mike, not Mike, what is his name? Corey, there you go, Corey. Corey said that usually when people like their pages are over 2 pages, he won't read the last page, and he was like, but he actually read my third page, and I got really gassed about that. Gassed meaning happy. I was like, oh, he actually was intrigued by my story. And then when I came into the class, Whitney pretty much said that like my paper was touching, and I'm glad that she liked it. Um, Joe said that everything I wrote was relevant and it was to the point, and I'm glad he felt that way. Um, oh, then April suggested that I express the shock that I had about finding that Zoe had lied about the gum and how she had to cut her hair from the gum, and that would be, I don't know, I kind of feel like not like useless information, but more like it would just be like fodder to fill it up and not what's kind of impertinent to my search because I kind of got to like straight to the point. I didn't want to, because I had like a whole bunch of dialogue as to how I found out about her cutting her hair. Then I like paraphrased that into a paragraph and about like, oh, she told me, because originally I just had this whole big old scene where she told me, but that's neither here nor there. Then let's see. Someone told me to unpack about how my father's. Oh, April told me to unpack about how my father's deplorable treatment, about like how it affected me and why I'm still interested in like pediatric oncology and not interested in elderly care. I kind of feel like, well, I guess that would be interesting to put down. I just I don't want that my paper at the end of the day to be like 100 pages because I can totally do 100 pages. I just don't know if you'll want to read it. Like, I mean, it'll be interesting, but it'll be 100 pages, and you don't like. If I don't have to read 100 pages, I'm not gonna read it. And you really don't have to read 100 pages. So why would I make you do it? Um, hmm. Diego said in my eighth paragraph wants to know what happens to my mother. I kind of put it in his words. Um, and I made a joke about how I got to NY. I mean, I got back to New York. Like I went from being dropping out of school, going to Pennsylvania, coming back to New York. Like I didn't make like any transition. That's another thing. I tried to shorten it. Like I just didn't want to make it too long. Um, yeah, I didn't really want to make it too long, but I think I will add some bits to that because I didn't want people. Because Ariel said she wanted to know what happened to my mother after I went to Pennsylvania because she didn't know if I like left my mother behind and just went to Pennsylvania, or if my mother came with me. The latter is true. My mom came with me to Pennsylvania, and she's living in Pennsylvania now. While I'm here doing school and stuff. Hmm. I'm reading the Word document as we go over this. They want to know how long I was out of school and when I got back to school. I could put that in there. I could definitely put that in there. I don't exactly know how many years. I think I was out about 2 years. About 2 years. And then I went back to school and had to start over as a freshman. I could put that in there though. They also wanted to know why I made a sudden change from biology to English, and that was Lewis. He asked that question. I put that in my paper that I didn't really. I loved English more than I loved bio. I think the audience doesn't really get that. I love science and English equally. I just don't see myself majoring in bio. Like, I was an ace in bio and chem in high school. I had 97s and hundreds in bio and stuff like that. And these were not easy courses, and I got AP bio, but it just isn't something I want to major in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like major in something that you enjoy. And English has such broad classes that it's not the same thing over and over again. Like, just last year I had a class about British Lit, and this year I have April's class, and we're doing something completely different, which is all me. Like, I like how broad English is. Like, you can go from classes about different forms of literature. Then I had Shakespeare and the Jacobean plays last year, and I hate Shakespeare, but I'm having classes now, like literature in a global context, and I actually really enjoy that. Like, it's just a big, broad span. Now with bio, it's just pretty much expect everything. Like, once you learned everything in AP Bio, it's just like, what else is there really to learn? Like, you learn the Krebs cycle, then you learn the citric acid cycle, and then you learn photosynthesis, and then you learn mitosis and meiosis. Blah, 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 blah. You memorize, you memorize, you memorize, and yeah, it'll be good for me to be a doctor, and I'm interested in stuff like that. But what I'm really interested in is pathology, like the pathology of like genes and diseases. Like, I like stuff like that. But you don't get to stuff like that until later in biology courses, and I don't have the patience to sit there and be in a million labs to get to what I really enjoy. Like with English, you could just pick a class that you really enjoy and then actually do it. I like it. Now, other people who major in science can sit there and say that they don't like writing papers. I don't like writing papers either. I like reading. I do. I like reading a lot. I like making stories and doing all the other crap, but whatever. Neither here nor there. Evelyn says that I should explain the whole process of the MCATs and what that means and to the students, because a lot of them don't understand the whole process. And I get that, because I don't think certain students in our class get, like, I can actually do this, and well, I don't really know, which is why I'm searching. But Lewis said that my source as Noemia wasn't really credible because she kind of went on opinion, and she's my age, and she has no real, like, say. But I don't think he gets the reason why I'm interviewing her, and I think I should more, like, elaborate more on why I'm interviewing her, because she she's going through the same thing that I'm going through. She understands completely. We're trying to get into the same career path, and we've had a situation like when we've met opposition. We're in the same biology class. We're in the same chemistry class. She understands how hard it is and how much I have to stay up. My eyes were freaking road maps for like a week because this freaking chem test that we had on Thursday, and I'm so glad it's over. And I had a panic attack during. It was like the worst thing ever, but either nothing. Yeah. So then they also want to know what exactly is a pediatric oncologist, which I should have explained before, because usually when I say oncologist, a lot of people, and I mean educated people, people you would expect to know what an oncologist is. I told a doctor this before, and they were like, um, and what do they do again? Wait, you're a doctor. Okay. So I'll elaborate on that because that's what I want to become. I do have to incorporate more quotes from Noemia. I'll probably do a second interview with her. Um, just because I felt like I didn't ask her the right questions. So, and then also April told me, for as much, being I had 2 pages of setup, I should have 2 pages of like hard facts and quotes from Noemia and stuff. So I'll do that. I just don't know what to ask. Like, but I do have really good interviews with my freshman advisor from last year and my pre-health advisor, Miss Garuso. She's awesome, and I like recorded it. I just have to type up the transcript for that, so I think that like they'll kind of eliminate what Lewis said because they both have the know-how and they both have the positions to tell me I can do this and make it credible because they are credible sources. Um, Diego wanted to know what a teenager was. I thought it was cute, so I'm gonna mention it. Um, I could take it out or I can't. Then we had this big old discussion about balls, but that's neither here nor there either. Um, mm, Mike wanted to know how I supported my mom and myself. Um, I could jump into that too. I think there's a way that I can put certain information in and like keep certain information out. I just have to find out about it. Um, yeah, that's about it. I really thought this workshop was very helpful. Like I really did enjoy it. I'm thankful. I'm really glad that I didn't shoot my paper alive because I sent out death threats before. Like the class before, I was like, oh, and I know all your names and I will find out where you live. So be nice. And I guess they were nice because they were kind of scary, scared of me. I am the angry black chick, aka Tawanda. Deuces.